We have done the declarative sentence. Now we will do the second part. The second kind of sentence is interrogative. Second part one is interrogative. A sentence that asks, a sentence that asks a question. A question is called an interrogative sentence. Interrogative sentence. And that's what we are doing now. A sentence that asks a question is called an interrogative sentence. And in this sentence, the sentence begins with a capital letter and it ends with a question mark. Because question, interrogative is question. So it begins with a capital letter, always ends with a question mark. Okay. Now I'll give you few questions, few interrogative sentences for us to practice. Now, first one, why? Why were you late? Why were you late yesterday? Question mark. A sentence that asks a question is called an interrogative sentence. Why were you late yesterday? Begins with a capital letter, ends with a question mark. Now, have you, next one, have you done your lessons? Have you done your lessons? Question mark. Have you done your lessons? Why were you late yesterday? Another one. All these are interrogative sentences. A sentence that asks a question is called an interrogative sentence. Where do you live? Where do you live? Again, ends with a question mark, begins with the capital letter, and that's called an interrogative sentence. May I sit down? May I sit down? Teacher will make you stand in the class. What will you ask? May I sit down? Or you go somewhere to somebody's house. May I sit down? Interrogative sentence ends with a question mark, begins with a capital letter. Does he play? Does he play? Question mark begins. And finally, you have one more question. How old are you? How old are you? How old are you? Again, it begins with a capital letter, ends with a question mark. Now, a sentence, any sentence that asks a question, we call that an interrogative question, interrogative sentence. Now, here we have 6 interrogative sentences. First, why were you late yesterday? Begins with a capital letter, ends with a question mark. Have you done your work? Begins with a capital letter, ends with a question mark. Where do you live? Begins with a capital letter, ends with a question mark. May I sit down? Begins with the capital letter, ends with a question mark. Does he play? Begins with the cap letter, ends with the question mark. How old are you? Begins with the cap letter, ends with the question mark. And all these 6 sentences, they are all interrogative sentences, beginning with the cap letter and ending with a question mark.